Hello, folks.
Hello there. If you know, you know.
The man who would be Brick. I've never seen him before.
I have.
Welcome. But we are here. It is like 95 degrees right where I am right now. And
I thought-
I'm really hot and I'm
Oh,
sweating.
where you are? Oh, are
Well,
we
no,
not
it's 85 in the
doxing
house. So like with all these
Oh.
computers on and all these lights on,
Oh yeah.
it's easily like 90 right here, and I'm like sweating bullets. So this won't be a long stream, but it will be a good enough stream to go over our excitement and how we feel about what just transpired tonight with the Kenobi show. Let's just take it all in for a second and realize what just happened. Just nice and smooth. Oh, also, let's just do a quick. In other news, Kat LaSalle was on Howard Stern.
Oh, yo, if he was roasting me for my trailer reaction, he'd better not find my reaction to this finale because y'all, I can't even see out my eyes.
He's like subscribed to you and has all notifications on.
He will find
Howard's
this,
a sub now.
and he will absolutely roast me for what y'all are about to see in my finale reaction.
I'm excited.
Well, let's go ahead and bring on our next guest. Howard
Howard
In the waiting
Stern. Like, why y'all up so fucking late? Yeah, he's actually your secret simp now. He has 20 channel memberships. To your
Oh,
channel.
God.
Yeah.
I'll take
He's
it.
actually your biggest fan. He's like you're like down.
Hey,
I can't get over that. Like I was watching that and I'm just like, wait, is this for real? I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like some like voice synthesizer or something. And then when I saw that your mom called in, I was like, dude, this is legit. Like this is
I'd
cool.
pay,
I don't know
like-
what his ratings are, but I just can't get over that he like took the time to like talk about someone reacting to something. It's bizarre.
Dude,
but-
he's such a dick. Like, for no reason. He's just such a dick.
That's his like thing though. I'm pretty sure my mom warned me. Like she didn't sugarcoat it. So like I'm more upset that I was literally like dead asleep because the show airs. Like he airs from like 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Eastern. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning over here. So I'm just like passed out in REM sleep while my ass was getting toasted on the Howard Stern show. And when I woke up, I thought it was a joke. Literally, my neighbor texted me of all people. I was like, what the flip? And I thought she had been hacked. I was like, of all the hacks I've seen, this is the weirdest one by far. But my mom confirmed it. But even my mom was like, not that she was trying to like prepare me, but she was like, it's kind of his thing that he's like, controversial and makes fun of people. So
Yeah.
Like if Howard
Well-
would have seen me react to Luke, he would have been like, that guy needs to go to an insane asylum.
yeah.
When I saw Luke appear, I mean, luckily there was no one around, so that's probably why I reacted that way, and everyone was asleep. I was just in my room alone, but like, yeah, I freaked the fuck out, and that's what Star Wars does, and I'm sad that he doesn't have anything that makes him, cry or have emotions. Unfortunately,
Hey,
But
props
his
to
loss.
your mom for going to bat for you, though. It's pretty
Oh,
pretty
I'm
good
the
of
biggest
her.
fan. I love that. It's so
she
funny.
was on hold for an hour, y'all, until she got in.
That's dedication.
My daughter, actually, I love it. I just love it. It sounds like my mom. It sounds like the way like she was like, well, actually, and like all this. It's like it's total like protective mom thing, and I just love it.
What's so funny though is that both my parents have like definitely come around because when like Shards of the Past was happening and I was getting all these followers and like Star Wars
yeah,
was
you
like
mentioned that.
blowing up. Yeah, like
Yeah.
at the time they were kind of just like so perplexed. They were like, we just can't believe people like Star Wars this much. Like they were kind of like on that end of the spectrum, and like whenever I'd be watching Clone Wars and my dad would come in the room, I'd feel like, oh no, he caught me watching a cartoon, as he used to call it. But now they are like both so like would wait on hold for an hour to defend my good name in front of Howard Stern. So they've definitely transformed. I'm proud of them. They understand now the Star Wars feels.
So, Kat, what would Howard say about your reaction to tonight's episode? To get into the topic of the night.
I'm almost tempted to not post it out of fear that he will find it and absolutely roast me.
Now,
A
that's
second
the
time.
reason not to do it. If anything, you should say like how I how I clowned Howard Stern on his own show, or how my mom clowned Howard Stern on his own show.
Yeah. Oh
That
my
would have
goodness.
been just golden.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a discussion for another time. Today,
Let's talk the episode.
let's talk the episode. I will. You want me to put up the stills? Like we can go from like the beginning to the end, I guess.
Yeah, if
Just
for
start talking
some
about it.
reason you're in here and you haven't seen the episode,
Don't be here.
yeah, don't be here.
Yeah, I don't want to hear in the comment section that we spoiled anything for you because you're here on your own accord and yeah. Enough of that.
By the way, thank you, Charlie, for the $2.
Oh yeah,
Super
thanks so
chat.
much, Charlie. You're the man. Much love, dude.
Hello there.
A21 edits, welcome. Thanks for all your support as well. Got your emails, everything. Thanks, dude. Yeah. Sean Bearwalker, I've seen you.
Sean, he's a regular.
Man, that would be Brick. Sebastian Mert. Let's see who else is here. Daddy Josh.
The fulcrum.
Fulcrum, I agree.
Dude, let your presence be known, everyone. This is a happy day to be a Star Wars fan. That's all I gotta say. Okay. I'll share.
Almost
I'll share
don't want to
first,
go on Twitter to see what other people are saying.
I'm actually-
yeah.
Could you imagine if like the synopsis is overwhelmingly like this sucks?
I don't
Yeah.
understand how that's possible.
It would be that's the first time where I'd be like, okay, I'm on the side where I'm actually enjoying things and not like the Last Jedi side.
Yeah.
You know, where how it was split there too. So I don't know if I would be upset about that. I feel like I'd probably be actually kind of happy about that.
I'm gonna put a poll up on about the
Oh,
what they
good
thought.
call.
Okay, I'll share.
Oh my god, I already want to rewatch it.
Also, I'm using an actual camera. I don't know if you noticed, Kat.
Yeah.
I need to get like a whole setup and have it go up there, so like I'm not like you know what I mean? Like it's literally right there. The camera's like right there. It's like such a weird angle, and I
Yeah.
only have like a small little thing. I don't have like a full thing, so I need to like get it all set up for next time. But
Yeah.
I like it looks crisp, and I'm happy with that.
What camera?
Okay.
Never mind. I'll text you about that separately.
I
Yes.
called this fulcrum. I don't remember if it was on last week's stream or if it was on the immediate stream following last week's episode, but I freaking called Palpatine would show up in the exact way. I said that he would be like, yo, Vader, you need to chill. Like, you gotta focus here. And it happened. So yeah, just like, you know, a pat on the back.
I mean, you can have your pat on the back, and I had my pat on the back last episode, and then
Yeah.
Kat just is always patting herself on the back because she's just always enjoying everything, and I wish I could be like Kat, enjoying
That's how
everything.
shills
But-
live.
Sorry, Kat. There's no episode next week. We will leave you in your place in the gutter
And they get to
where we found you.
Wait, one thing I was waiting for that didn't happen. Remember those rumors that Grand Inquisitor was going to be flying on his lightsaber?
Oh, thank God that wasn't
He
true.
never
I did not want
flew.
to see that.
I didn't
He's
want to see
too
that.
he's too like thick and like awkwardly shaped to just be like flying.
The
You know what I
after
mean?
credit scene, I don't know if you guys saw it, was him flying on his helicopter.
He had to escape that burn from Vader.
Yeah.
It was flash forward to Rebels in live action. Boom. Grand Inquisitor didn't do shit in this show.
He was dead for
I
a good
know.
portion.
And I've seen people who hate the show who are like, the Grand Inquisitor is the best part of the show. And it's like, are we watching the same show? Like the dude's barely been
I
in it.
didn't mind because I remember there was an article that came out where they talked about how the Grand Inquisitor, like the actor, I forgot his name. He's a great actor, by the way. Said that
Rupert
he
Friend.
he didn't know anything about the character, didn't read anything about the character. He just kind of interpreted it how
He
the
didn't
script said it.
watch.
Yeah, he
didn't
wanted
watch
to like
Rebels.
make his own version of it, and I was like, okay. I mean, he's a pretty standardized British villain. You know, it's like it's not difficult to just kind of do your own thing. It's not like Vader where it has to be like a certain thing or whatever, but he has to be like cunning and like he has to have like a the way he forms his dialogue because it's Jason Isaacs, right? That's the voice.
Yes.
So like the way he's just so great at his tonality and his intonation of how he speaks and how he says things. So like if Rupert didn't approach it like that and it was just some random Uncle Fester looking guy that just spoke normally out of turn, it would have been like really annoying. But I had no problem with his character. So
Yeah.
honestly, everyone was like hating him for the way he looked. I didn't have anything wrong with him.
I didn't like how he looked in the trailer, but he looked better in the actual show. Do we want to start? Because I know that it's going to be mostly positive things, but is there anything that you guys did not like about tonight's episode? Anything negative that you want to get out of the way?
Maybe the way they resolved Reva's character, but that was it. And like I told you guys in the back channel, I kind of forgot about her by the end of the episode. So like, you know, I wasn't too sour about that. That was my one thing, because you guys know this entire time I was like, I struggled to believe that she would have turned that easily. Like that's just me. Like I like how they handled it with Trilla. Like she turned, but then she didn't get to have redemption because she got absolutely pwned by the big man immediately afterwards. Like that to me is way more intriguing than, you know, oh, you're the reason Tala died, but sure, shake hands with Kenobi. But that's my only qualm. That was like my only thing.
I think I would have slightly preferred it had she just died last episode, but I will say I think it works. I like that she didn't get talked down by like Obi-Wan or something, and that she actually like confronted basically her demons. Like she could have killed Luke. Like nothing was stopping her, and then she didn't. She couldn't do it, and I thought that worked. There's definitely worse ways to do it in terms of turning to the light side, and I feared that they were going to do that. But in terms of her becoming good, I think this was one of the better ways you could do it. My only real gripe with the episode, I thought she got to Tatooine way too quickly, and I thought they brushed over.
And how was she standing? Like, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
How was she able to just not? If you were, her lung is probably collapsed. Like, I just was. Yeah. When I saw her standing on 2 feet straight up, good posture, I was like, how are you not in searing pain? Like
she wasn't wincing the way I was expecting her to at all.
Yes.
Yeah, I think my only problem with the episode is her. Honestly, I would have preferred her to have less screen time. I don't think she needed. I think this was like the spotlight to really just showcase Obi-Wan and Anakin. Like we've had a lot of time to have a lot of Reva that didn't go anywhere, and now it's finally moving way too fast. I like getting more Owen. That was another positive.
And Baru, man, Baru killed it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Queen! Literally, like Queen.
Yeah, it was Wade come back in season 2. No, it was just more. Fuck, we always do that, dude.
You just need to let me.
Okay, you can do it. You want to be the moderator for that? You can just do that. Yeah, I mean, I think my only issue is, Reva getting there too fast. We literally caught that out when it happened. I'm like, okay. Obi-Wan was still like leaving the planet, and then she was already there. I was like, oh. And then, let's see, what else? What else didn't I like? God, it was like, I mean, we said this before. It's like they included everything we wanted to see all in one episode. Or all in the last 2 episodes, and like everything like prior to that has just been like, oh, are we gonna get that? Are we gonna get this? Are we gonna get that? No, we're not. Oh, now I feel that I have a bad taste in my mouth. And more, I'm thinking it would have been so much better if they would have just made this a film, because it's like we had a couple 20-minute episodes there. I think in total it was maybe like a 2 hour 20 minutes maybe without credits. I don't know how long it would have actually been. I would have maybe wanted to like look at that a little bit just to see what the actual full runtime would be. But I think it would have been a lot better received, and people would have enjoyed it a lot more if we would have just had a full film, so then everyone can watch the entire thing, and not just immediately go right after what all the herd mentality channels are saying just to hate things for the sake of hating them. So
I do think that if you watch the show all at once, you're probably gonna have a high opinion of it.
It's so much better. Yes, definitely is.
Because like the worst part for me was probably the week of like following the 4th episode. That was like I was having an Obi-Wan moment from the show, or like my faith was shaken. Point. Yeah, I didn't want to. I was getting my ass kicked by Vader. I didn't have any faith in the Force. But then the last 2 episodes, man, those are something special.
Yeah.
I felt things I haven't felt in a long time.
I have not felt since.
I've felt things that I've never felt. I mean, y'all will see. I honestly couldn't even see half the episode because I just was crying uncontrollably. Like once I started, I couldn't stop.
Cat creates new emotions. She invents new ways to
Howard
feel.
Stern would be disgusted with you right now, Kat.
It's like what these guys are on a podcast talking about it. What is that? Was it Star Wars? What you know?
Who would
Just the way-
go on a public platform and talk about things for a living?
Yeah.
What a joke.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like it's so
God.
easy to just satirize and make fun of everything all the time and not actually have, you know, your heart in anything and have an opinion. It's easier just to make fun of everything around you, is what I kind of have been seeing from not only him but from a lot of YouTube channels. Like people who are actually vulnerable and voice their opinions and feelings and emotions are just torn down, and it's very sad. But
Yeah.
By people like
Never-
Pablo Hidalgo and Howard Stern.
Pablo just won't stop invading our stream. It's like I can't get over it. But
Is he here? Or no? We gotta summon him.
dude, he just like
Let the Lord of the Black Land come forth.
Zach. Oh my god. Anyway.
Anyway, let's talk
Anyway.
about the good.
Yes.
let's talk about the episode in general. So we'll start off at the beginning. There was the chase. Very emblematic of A New Hope. Leia's always in some aircraft that's getting shot at and they're running away from her life. She's been through a lot in her life.
So it's a bad habit.
She likes to be in sticky situations. Matches her personality. Leia again was great in this. What did you guys think of this scene? Did you feel, or were you kind of like it's too much, or just enough, or what?
He came forth.
Son of a bitch! Get out of here.
That's
Go
funny.
stack some rocks.
That's really funny. I've said this before. I just want to reiterate it. I thought Leia as an actress was incredible, and I'm glad that it doesn't seem like she's getting any rampant hate like Jake Lloyd did back in the day, because she was fantastic. And I thought there was a little too much of her at times during the series, but no fault of her own. I thought she did great with what she was given.
Yeah, I agree. This episode, especially watching all of them consecutively, but this episode especially kind of made me realize, like, not what this series was actually about, but it hit me emotionally, like, what all of this must mean for Kenobi too, like, seeing Leia and Luke and, like, building this relationship with her, and then knowing he probably will never see her again until, you know, well, no, he really
Yeah.
doesn't till like
Yeah.
Death Star. Like that for me, I was like, I kind of realized like this is what this show has been about. It's like, yes, fighting his demons, but also having to put those aside to protect Anakin's children, who I'm sure he has like true deep love for. Not in a weird way, but like Anakin was like his brother. Like he probably views those kids as like is extremely protective over them and probably wishes he could have more of a like a relationship with them as like an uncle or something.
Totally. I thought one thing, maybe the best thing the episode did, was kind of separate Anakin from Vader in Obi-Wan's mind.
Yeah.
And that, and Vader like helped him do it. Like Vader was almost like his therapist. Like he was like, it's not your fault. Like I did, like it was me. Like
He's like, look, like I hate you, but it's
Yeah.
not your fault.
yeah, don't get down, bro.
Like, I hate. He's like, but like, look, I hate all the Jedi. So I mean, you're just a Jedi, so I hate
I
you.
saw that as him taking credit though, like Kenobi
yeah,
wanting
but,
to come in and be like, "Oh, I'm this. You're like this because of me," and Anakin's like, "Nah, not you trying to take credit for my success again."
Oh,
no-
so it's like it's that kind of. I didn't even look at it that way, but that's a good take too. I think.
I agree, but I think like as a byproduct, it helps Obi-Wan kind of detach himself. Like, okay,
Yeah.
Anakin's gone. Like this is
Yeah, like Zach's point actually makes more sense too, because towards the end with the Emperor, obviously, he kind of sensed something in Vader that was different. So like maybe it did affect him a little bit, and he was trying to console him a little bit, because maybe he was like obviously, you know, he was gonna try to fight Obi-Wan and kill him until he died, whatever, you know, like if Obi-Wan would have kept going, obviously it's not his character to do that, but I wonder what made him. I mean, obviously they had to do it for canon, but he just killed Maul like pretty quickly when they fought finally. And was that more of like a he did that because he knew it was best for him, or was it just like he's so old now he doesn't care about saving lives anymore? Because
Oh,
it's
are
like
we
he's not a
talking
Jedi anymore.
Rebels?
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
talking
think
Rebels now.
I don't think he can bring himself to kill. I mean, I know he like kind of detaches Anakin from Vader in that moment, but I don't think he can bring himself to do it. And I think he kind of, I don't know, like it would have been the smart thing to do, obviously, is take out the threat. But I think for some reason it's just too much for him to do it. And with Maul, he obviously was never like bros with Maul like he was with Anakin. So
True.
Yeah.
I think Vader
he,
and sorry, you go.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think Vader and Maul are also in two completely different headspaces.
Yeah,
One
I mean,
of Darth
Maul,
Maul's vices is that he was so arrogant and just so
Yeah.
in his own head, like it was easy for Kenobi to strike him down in 1 second.
he was such
Yeah.
a mad dog in that. Like Maul was like you said, like it was perfect. Like
Whoa.
he's just insane, and it was almost like putting down a rabid dog.
Yeah, I guess so. Like he's just lost his way completely and isn't even thinking logically, making him the learner, not the master, etc. Whatever.
Yeah,
But thanks so much, Danny, for the $10. No
Yeah,
message,
Danny.
but thanks a lot, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, and then okay, so we did a little bit of a sidebar, but back on Leia, and in this scene, like this is also, I mean, I don't know what it is, but almost every time Ewan says anything, it's just so great. Like everything that came out of his mouth in these scenes, you just felt like it's like, oh, it's Dad, or like, oh, it's Jesus. Like I need to listen to him more, And every time he said anything, I was loving it. And everything he said to Leia, and like that connection with Leia being established like that makes A New Hope even more powerful. Unfortunately, they never meet. Like he said, if we'll meet again, I promise. He's breaking promises just like Anakin is.
The broken
Like
promise.
master, like apprentice. But yeah, it makes it more poetic that Obi-Wan kind of goes out with Vader there after he obviously learns how to transcend it into the Force, like as Qui-Gon shows up at the end.
It makes sense now that she'd name her son Ben. That never really made sense to me before this, I guess. So I was like, that's weird. Like she didn't really know him.
Oh my god, I didn't even
No,
think about it.
I
That way.
legit thought about it. I was like, is Ben that popular of a name? Or like, did Luke tell her to do that?
Yeah.
Like-
Luke, I'd like you to name my son.
He's like, what? And Obi-Wan just goes through like the baby names on Tatooine. It's like, oh, I like Ben.
Can you
Ben works.
go to the still if you can find it where Obi-Wan's like he's saying I'm sorry, Anakin, like that the emotion in his voice.
Oh, you want to go all the way up to that now? Okay.
Yeah, because like
I
I mean
mean-
the fight is cool. Is there anything you guys want to get to for
It's
that?
like Reva and like infiltrating the farm.
Oh, we won't do that.
Eh.
He looks good here. I just like the way the interior looked here too.
Yeah.
I honestly would love to see like I wish we had more of that in this show. The dynamic between Grand Inquisitor and Vader, because even that little snippet of their dialogue there, like Grand Inquisitor trying to be like, come on, we can take out the whole network here, like this is what we're supposed to be doing,
It's like, bro, don't
put
like
your
go
emotions
and
aside.
yeah.
Exactly. Like I was hoping to see some of that out of this show, like other people trying to be like, come on, dude, like let
The
it
Grand
go.
Inquisitor isn't going to stand up to Vader.
Of course not. The look on
No.
his face, I hope it becomes a meme. Like he made the greatest facial expression after Vader was like, go after Kenobi. Grand Inquisitor was just like,
He's like he's like Darth Vader's the manager and the Grand Inquisitor's like the employee, and the employee has like a really good idea and the manager's like, no, I'm not gonna do that because I'm the manager. And the Grand Inquisitor's like, okay.
Fine. Yeah,
yeah.
literally.
Now, Alex, I'm curious because I was very also interested because I remember that we had seen that I was waiting for this whole time for like the concept art that went viral and it was like flames around them and this huge epic battle. And I was like, are they going to somehow light this place on fire? But then when I realized that wasn't happening, I did notice that this is kind of once again similar to what you had been talking about last week, like the set in terms of just very like basic, or like how did you feel about this location?
I wish it was like a snow planet. I've said this so many times. It would have been great, a great little contrast for it to be like just like a snow planet. Maybe it wouldn't make much sense for him to land there on his own because I don't know how Vader can do in snow. But I mean, we saw him on the snow planet finding Ahsoka sabers, so maybe it's fine with this suit. I don't know. Just a nice little contrast to Mustafar. I think would have been nice. You know, like I just I didn't mind it being like the last Airbender. Well, you notice that it's like a rock. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought about the moment I saw it. I was like,
Earthbending.
yeah, they're like it's like an earthbending platform that Ozai and Aang fought on. It's just yeah, it's not creative, but it still works. Like it's like I'm not mad about it. I just would have wished it would have been for what it was, for the scale, for everything. It would have just been so much cooler to have a different planet. But and yes, you can hear it. If it's like if I'm stopping it time and time again, it's fine. Copyright's not a problem. That it's just if it's longer than 5 seconds. So that's why I was like playing it and stopping, playing it and stopping. But
this is a great point by Caleb here. Obi-Wan removes one side of the helmet, Ahsoka removes the other. His son removes his helmet entirely to redeem Anakin. Like that's what it's all about. Like that. I don't know if they thought about that actively when they were making
I think that was accidental, but that's a great point. That's a great point. Holy crap. I didn't even think of it that way.
Like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well
I will
done,
do what I
Caleb.
must. Oh, yeah. And then he says, I will do what I must.
Oh my God! When they said their exact lines,
Then
you will die. That's when I started to lose it. Ugh.
To destroy me, Obi-Wan.
I just love how great the voice sounds, too.
Yeah.
You know? Like, God damn.
James Earl Jones is my
I will
favorite.
do what I must.
Oh, when he does his move, oh, that's when I truly lost it.
I didn't like the cut, but I liked that he did the pose. Like, that was cool. Like,
He's
this was
still General Kenobi.
This is a shot reverse shot with one extra camera. It would have been nice if they had more cameras or like a steady camera, like a crane. Like a crane. They did that crane scene on Utapau when he does it, and it's like a follow crane and it falls down. I would have liked if they replicated that shot because it looks cooler from that angle than from like directly from the side like that. But this is more of like Rebels, like the way that which is
Yeah.
fine. Like I was okay with it. It just looked great. But yeah, I'll turn it down, I guess, just in case.
Dramatic music playing.
We didn't
It's
get
just
Duel of
crazy.
Fates, did we? I don't think we did.
No, I thought we heard Padme's
Funeral suite.
funeral for a second, but it was just similar notes.
I loved this music though. The choir, like whenever there's a choir that starts
X-Wing, you
singing.
want to come on? Dude, I'll invite you right now.
Come on,
Come on,
I'll invite
X-Wing.
you right now.
Come on, X-Wing.
I just figured you were going to sleep because you went to sleep last time.
Hey, John.
Let me just dox X-Wing really quick. He lives at, his email is, everyone go fuck him up. HFP, what up?
Oh,
What up,
and
brother?
thanks for the super chat.
Dude, it was so insane, and I'm so excited to send you like the parts that we're doing. Oh yeah, like I don't know, Kat, if you know, but we're doing a big Kenobi tribute with a bunch of us editors. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
hyped.
I just finalized the music and everything, and I'm gonna send out the parts to HFP and
Oh,
Terrastone and a couple
sweetness.
others, so it's gonna be really fun.
Sweet, the dream team.
Yes. What is that?
I don't think he knew that Anakin survived. I mean, I know that he says in the original trilogy, "We hid you from your father," but I think that could have been like a retroactively like correcting himself. Like obviously he knows at that point that Anakin survived, obviously, so he's probably just
Life Mustafar, and he
like-
shouldn't be shocked when Reba tells him that Anakin's
I-
alive.
because I think
No,
what
that's
he's-
fine. Him being shocked is fine. It's the way it was done that I wish it was a little different.
I wish he found out from Vader himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally. Sup,
Come
mother
on,
trucker?
X-Wing.
Hey.
Come on, X-Wing.
Come on, X-Wing.
Come on, X-Wing.
Hi guys.
How do you feel, man?
Oh.
This is why I was a little hesitant for you to have me come on.
You
Oh, so
loved
you're-
it. You loved it.
So you thought it was a 3.5 out of 5.
Speak freely.
No,
You thought it was
no.
a 0.5 out of 5.
No, I think they missed a lot. Not really willing to give like a letter grade or a numerical grade yet, but
Okay, you need to gather your thoughts.
yeah, it didn't. I think they got really close with a lot, but the fact that they got close and then it like fell off the edge is the thing that upsets me.
Interesting. So what about it did you... Well, we talked earlier about what we liked and what we didn't like. What didn't you like?
Again, I think it was the fact that they had an opportunity right in front of their face and then they just like shanked it. You ever been golfing and then you're right in front of the green and then you have like this nice chip shot that'll get like 5 feet right in front of the hole and you hit it and it goes into like somebody else's course? It's basically like where I felt like this was.
So that's a very broad statement, obviously, but like, are there any specific things that you thought could have been better, or that you wish were completely different, wish weren't there at all? I guess execution. I mean, there's a lot that we could talk about, but just I guess what's one thing that you were like, oh man, I wish I did that differently?
So I was a music major. Music is always going to be a big thing for me. Music.
That's fair.
A big problem for me was that they actually incorporated it this time a little bit, here and there. They used Leia's theme, which was upsetting because it was like, if you're going to use that, why don't you use the other themes from Star Wars in the show? And they don't use it.
Don't worry, that's what my channel's for.
Yeah, and then visual effects, again, there were some big issues with visual effects. And then did you guys notice right when they cut off Vader's mask, it was like, you were born in the dark, I was raised in it. He did like Vader had this like,
you got a Bane vibe?
He totally had a
I didn't get a Bane vibe at all. I loved it. I thought it was great.
If you go back and listen again, listen to the first section. It's not like the last 3 quarters. It's the first quarter. He totally does a Bane. Like, I think they brought in Tom Hardy to do that first section.
Oh, there is like a small section where I was like, that sounded funny. Was it like right before?
Right at the beginning. Right at the beginning.
Doesn't he fall into the pit? And then there's like a line before that where he says some stuff, and it sounded kind of funky.
Yeah, I think I'm just like massively overcritical and just like a crappy Star Wars fan,
you're just already in the mode of hating it, so you're gonna look at everything.
No, I really wanted to go into this thinking that episode 6 was gonna do everything I wanted it to, and then honestly, like from the get-go, yeah, maybe I like blackpilled myself, but it didn't do it. Yeah,
stay away from Geeks and Gamers Erotic and everyone else.
Are they loving it?
For like a little bit.
I
love them, but like their content is just very negative sometimes, and I feel like that can wear off on some people and not let them think for themselves. Not saying that's you, but I feel like it's a lot of people nowadays. So
God forbid a Star Wars fan has a criticism about something. I don't know. I feel like it's different than saying like Disney Star Wars is bad. It's just like I feel like they had a lot of opportunities to do a lot of good stuff here, and I feel like they were like just right off the target. You know what I mean?
X-Wing, I'm curious. I have a question for you, because as much as I have loved this show and loved this episode in particular, and this is like some of the most epic shit I've ever seen, there is a part of I cursed. Sorry. There is a part of me that is like the experience is still cheapened a little bit because I have to watch at home on the TV, and I can't go see this like in a theater. Like, do you think that would have enhanced things at all for you? Like, if we all could have gone in to go see this like on the
budget would have been a lot bigger, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing, I've kind of tried to champion when it comes to Star Wars as a whole, is that this is a space opera. It's a space opera. It's not it's not like Star Trek where you can do it kind of episode by episode. This is something that needs to be on the big screen. It has to be grandiose. It's a diva. Star Wars is a diva. Like, you have to give it the space it needs. You have to give it the budget it needs. You have to give it the time it needs. And to be honest with you, I mean, AD, you're going to love this. I was talking with a couple grifters, if you want to call them that, and they were kind of reminiscing about stuff that they liked about the sequels more than Kenobi. And I think it's because it's meant to be on the big screen. You're meant to have this big cinematic experience. And I don't think it's translating well into
Yeah,
TV.
Star Wars has always been a big cinematic experience. So if they keep up the TV, the reason Mandalorian worked is because it was completely different. It was detached,
and that's
that was why it was so great. And now, moving it into you have a budget per episode kind of deal. I don't know whether it's a money thing or what. They definitely made a lot more than they probably predicted, which is a very bad move on their part because they should have known that this was going to be one of the most widely watched shows / supposed to be movie of probably Disney Plus history or Disney history for Star Wars, because this is something we've wanted forever since they acquired the IP. But yeah, I mean, overall, the last 2 episodes, I was saying like I just would have wished. Nice. I just would have wished like the entire series was like the last 2 episodes. If it was like 3 episodes, if it was like 4 or 5, and I can't remember which other one was great. If it was like all those, but with like a much higher budget and like longer episodes, then it probably would have been better. There would have been no filler episodes. There would have been, not that there should have been filler episodes in 6 episodes anyway, but it's
I think
just like
1, 5, and 6 would have made a good show.
Yeah, but like if they were like an hour-long episode, like if like they're not 20-minute episodes with 15 minutes of credits or whatever it is, and the biggest detractor for me overall in the entire show, we've talked about this so many times, is the production budget and then the kind of laziness with set design. Before X-Wing, before you popped on, Kat was mentioning how she kind of wished it was like kind of a cooler area that they fought on. I said it kind of looked a lot like Ozai and Aang fight in The Last Airbender, like with the rocks.
I thought it looked like Edu. You remember from Rogue One?
It looked like Edu too.
Had all the pointy rocks. I thought it looked like Edu.
It looked like Edu too. But I was just saying, like in terms of similarity with like big boss fights at the very end of a show, the rocks and like rocky terrain seems to be like a common trope and nothing too exciting. And it would have been nice to have seen, like I said, something like maybe in the snow or just something that contrasts what already happened. Just something creative for their last fight would have been really cool. But I mean, in general, there's a lot of things, a lot of lines, a lot of callbacks, a lot of fan service.
That's what I was going to ask you guys. So for me, well, I'm not going to explain myself. What did you think about like some of the lines that came in? I will do what I must. Some of those callback lines. I'm not afraid, that Luke says. Like, what did you guys think of those? Did you think they were like
did you feel like whether they were forced or you feel like or if they felt natural? Is that like your question?
Yeah.
I'm not afraid just seemed, I guess the way it was just like intonated, maybe a little forced. That I will do what I must, a little grandiose maybe for the moment. I don't know if he would have maybe said something else, but he was very confident, so it seemed like he would say it. He's back to his supposedly normal self, and confident Kenobi just tends to make jokes and do things like that. So I mean, I wasn't too taken from it. I was just more like lost in the moment that, we're finally gonna get to see another really cool fight, hopefully.
The
line with like when he slashes the right side of his helmet. I was telling Zach this, and I think we've talked about this too. X-Wing would have been pretty cool if he just mentioned something about Padme in some respects.
That was the one.
Yeah, we really
pretty cool.
Catherine's like, this is my moment.
Like, yes, queen.
So I would have lost it. So maybe it's for a good, maybe it's for the better of my own emotional health that they didn't name drop her. But it just felt like, why wouldn't Kenobi have said something? She was just as much of a trio like to them as they were like.
In that moment, yes. And I was there, and what's funny, now that we're done with everything in the leaks, that whole fight, everything, 100%, it was all right.
Are you serious?
Everything. Yeah, everything. Like every single leak that came out, I'm telling you, up to that, like face slash and the fight and everything, it was all there.
Whoa.
And actually, I take that back. The one thing was that Obi-Wan was going to mention Padme to Anakin. And That's what I was like most excited for. I was so pumped for that, and it was not there.
See, but I feel like the leaks.
Super bummed about that.
That's because of the leaks, though. Like if you didn't know that, you wouldn't have been so bummed, right?
No, because like the Star Wars nerd in me would be like, oh my god, could you like, how impactful would that be if Obi-Wan said that, you know? And I've always said something I would want to see in this time frame is Vader going to Padme's grave.
Yeah, I've said
You know
that
what I
too.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's not a league thing. Like, we all want that kind of emotional pain. We want that.
Emotional damage.
Maybe
Exactly.
Maybe if
I
they do
guess-
a Vader show. Maybe
Yeah, I guess
No.
I was kidding. Yeah, they shouldn't do a show for Vader. I don't know if I would want that. I already didn't want to see Vader in this show, but like I'm
Leave
okay with it
Vader
so far.
alone.
Just leave my legacy characters alone.
I was gonna go on a tangent of what you guys were talking about. Padme?
Yeah.
Something.
Or lack thereof.
Lack thereof.
That's just
Like
the emotional pain.
Oh yeah,
on it.
emotional pain. Yeah, like I did realize while I was watching that I was like this close to just really like going, and then as it was about to get me, it ended because of the show format. Like it's just everything's moving very fast.
The cuts.
I was
Y'all
glad-
know
yeah,
I
the
wish there
cuts.
hadn't been cuts like during their final battle. That was the one thing I didn't want. And they
Yeah.
did it, but it just breaks the tension. Like
Yeah, having
would've loved to see
constant
that
cuts
consecutive.
and then like the awkward cut on the left side here back to the front just means like obviously they didn't have a million cameras and a lot of cool things to work with. They were filming this on the volume probably, which was, you know, you could just feel it, you know, it wasn't the expansive feel that Mustafar had in Revenge of the Sith. You know, it was it felt very small, even though it was very open. It still felt small because you kind of knew what you were looking at. I wasn't a huge fan of the Reva scene. I wish they would have had less screen
You
time
didn't
with
like the
Reva.
battle at the Lars homestead? Because apparently that happened. Like, what?
Yeah, I was saying it seems like they could hold their own at this age, but in about 10 years, they're going to be really fucking old. They're not gonna be, and they're going to just be burnt alive.
It makes no
Oh.
sense to me that like, and then like, Baru is all of a sudden like this old sweet lady that grew up on a farm, even though she's like grabbing E11s out of a hole in the side of the. I don't know.
She was just, you know, she put that
Maternal
behind her.
instinct.
Yeah, she put that
Yeah.
behind her and
My
decided
mom
to,
doesn't know how to fight, but
Yeah.
if somebody tried to threaten me when I was a kid, my mom would fucking.
Is she gonna
Try to
like
defend
open
it.
up a side vent on the oven and pull out an AR-15?
you never
and be
know.
like, you
I-
didn't
You
touch
never
my
know.
Zacky boy."
I think it's
Well, not
it
in
makes
California.
sense because she knows that there was a chance that, you know, some the Sith could come
That's
for her
fair.
son, you know.
Yeah, that's
I-
fair. It seems weird to me when you juxtapose that against like old Baru, but I guess that's all.
yeah,
humans,
and it's in
right?
10 years, which is like even more bizarre, but it's fine. I mean, I don't really care about that too much.
I
Do you think they nerfed Vader in this battle?
I think they.
I
buffed
didn't like the
Kenobi.
ground. I didn't. So all I could think about when Kenobi was under the rubble was the Matrix. When you had Neo and he's like, you know, he's getting beaten by.
That's kind of what I thought of too, with the ground falling out.
It was all very like, this doesn't happen in Star Wars. This happens in the Force Unleashed.
Like again, I was okay with
This
last
happens
episode.
in the Force
I'm okay with-
Unleashed.
If they're gonna keep adding Force abilities and adding and changing canon in the sequels, at least, you know, do cool things with Vader. You know, that's how I see it. Like I'm okay with it. I didn't have any problems with that.
If this was
Also,
a fight
he has
between
the high
Vader
ground,
and
guys.
Starkiller, I'd be totally fine with it.
Vader and Starkiller.
If it was Vader and Starkiller, I'm like, oh my god, live action. Yeah, if Sam Witwer popped
Sam
out of the
Witwer in live
ground and
action.
was like, surprise, bitch, I'd be like, yes. But it's Vader and Kenobi. I mean, like, you know, you get this space Jesus moment where he like opens up his arms and just starts like doing like an Avatar thing, right? AD, it's like he's like throwing Avatar rocks, like he's a earthbender or whatever. It's just weird. It looks weird. Like, when did that happen in the fight with Dooku? Like, why wasn't he just chunking rocks off and throwing rocks at people as Space Jesus? in the
He's a
fight with
duelist.
Dooku.
It was a bit much.
It's
I
just
compared it to
was
when
too
Rey
much.
when Rey lifted all those
Mm.
rocks in Last Jedi. I was like,
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
doing.
I
like
forgive
said, they're
that
doing
more than the Space Jesus rock throwing stuff.
but he
you
is
know?
Space Jesus.
He is Space Jesus.
He's only
I-
Space Jesus
He's Ewan
because of
McGregor, and he
memeing.
can't do wrong. You have to
I
understand that.
liked that because I don't know, you could see the stakes, like, I don't know, because he had all those flashbacks and all those images of little Luke and Leia like flash into his mind, and in that moment, it wasn't even necessarily about eliminating Vader; it was about protecting them at all
So
costs.
I guess if you have attachments as a Jedi, you go Super Saiyan. Like it doesn't make
Yeah, he's
sense
learning
for a
how
Jedi,
not to. Yeah,
you
he's
know?
learning how not to be a Jedi now. To be bitter.
Yeah.
Anti-Jedi.
Oh, I have all
While
these
leaving him alive.
attachments to the people that I care about.
Maybe
You know,
he's a
I mean,
great
he's
Jedi
going
now.
full Anakin.
I mean,
It just
think about it.
it
Think
doesn't
about it.
make sense to me.
He's following
my
his master's
brain.
footsteps.
And this is the problem. It's like, you know, I'm shooting this video right now. Okay. Don't be mad at me. You see this fine vintage here in my hand.
Yes.
Okay. This is a fine vintage of champagne. It looks like champagne, smells like champagne, everything. Oh, it almost even tastes like champagne. Okay. How much do you think this bottle is?
It sounds like
50,000
you're going to
credits.
tell us that it's not champagne, so I'm like,
It's
I
a
don't know.
$270 bottle of Dom Perignon, right?
And that's how you. Oh, it's on Paranoid, and that's how you're feeling
Yeah.
right now.
$270 bottle of Dom Perignon. How do you know that it is or isn't? Well, you won't know it unless you taste it. So it looks like champagne, bubbles like champagne. It's got a bottle like champagne. Everything is there. But then you turn it around and you're like, oh, it says Disney on the front. And it doesn't taste like Dom Perignon. But how do you know?
Or
Like
it's
you
Kirkland's signature from Costco.
you don't know what champagne tastes like unless you've drank it before. So if you've never had Dom Perignon, you're not going to look at a bottle of Andre and turn your nose to it because you don't know what the hell it is. You're like, yeah, it's champagne, I guess. That's where I'm at with this Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I'm like, you know, there was a guy who spent years and years and years upon his life tilling the ground, growing the grapes, making a beautiful bottle of champagne. And for those who have tasted it, they know what it tastes like. For those who don't really care or give a shit because something else gets you drunk, use your $7 Andre because it'll get you there. And that's what Kenobi is to me.
You think even Ewan in it and him being Obi-Wan, it still doesn't. You still don't like him in it.
That's what I'm saying is that like you can't do anything wrong if you have Ewan in it. Like Ewan and Hayden have done everything that they've been asked. They're the core of this. It has all the trappings of a bottle of Dom Perignon. It has the label, it has the bottle, it has the cork, it has the wax on the top. Everything is perfect except inside it's Andre.
I would say it's like a drink that I haven't had since I was a kid, and when I opened it up and tasted it, it didn't taste the same, but I still liked it. Like I still enjoyed
I
it.
like that. I like that. That's a better analogy. I think that's a better analogy. But I agree with both of you.
I'm sorry.
I think no. I think there's very valid criticism, valid points. I like the idea of it being different in a way. I don't necessarily always want things to always be the same. And if they're gonna already break it with Force abilities and have it be canon, at least do cool things and different things. There's a lot that doesn't work. But there's also, for the most part, everything in this episode. I'm not gonna be like, wow, this ruined everything for me. Like these last 2 episodes have been what I wanted, pretty much. Like there's a lot more that could have been better. Production value could have been better. There's a lot of things that could have been better. Yes, packaging could have been better, as you were saying. A nice analogy there, but I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt so far. After my first viewing and watching it, and I enjoyed it, and that's all I could have asked for at this point with this. If I hated it and I didn't enjoy it, which is what I was feeling like for the first 3 episodes, like then I would have been here with you agreeing 100% with a really bitter taste in my mouth. But so far, I don't have that, and I'm happy I don't have that. I'm happy to be on the other side.
Before
I'm stoked for you guys, man. I really wish I felt the same way. I think my big turning point was the T-47s when I saw them coming into the Fortress Inquisitorius. I'm like, man, You know what the first thing I thought of was? I was like, AD could have done a better edit of a T-47 coming in to the Fortress Inquisitorius. Easily. In like
there's a
an
lot
afternoon.
of people that could have
Yeah.
used After Effects to make that a lot better. It's pretty embarrassing, but I don't consider that episode canon, so I'm keeping that out.
We're just knocking that one out.
Yeah, we're not
Okay.
even going to talk about that episode. That doesn't exist.
If we just knocked 2, 3, 4 out, then 1, 5, and 6. Yeah, it was actually not a bad show.
yeah,
I-
one it did great to set it all up too.
I think I said it. I think we were all on when I said this before we even got the show, before it came out. But I said that as long as like my grading scale would be a lot different for this episode or for this season. And I think Kat was in the same boat where we like, as long as they didn't just completely screw it up, we'd probably like it.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
that's, I admit, like this is like
This is Star Wars.
the very rare occasion where I'm somewhat like blinded by complete nostalgia and complete love for these characters that I grew up watching when I was a kid. So usually I can be more analytical. Like I freely admit there's bad writing in this show. I freely admit there's bad special effects, there's bad visuals, there's bad editing, there's bad music choices.
Yes.
There's a lot of bad. I admit it. But like I don't care. Like for some reason, like I just don't care. Like there are things that I loved more than that like outshine it. And it's not a perfect show. I wish it were, like you guys were saying earlier, I wish it were a theatrical experience. I think it deserves that. Like Boba Fett, fine TV show. Mandalorian, fine TV show. Animated, completely fine TV show. But this deserved more care and more love. And I wish they had given it to it, but they didn't. But like I'm still happy. Like I had a blast these last couple weeks. And I'm glad we got the show, even if it's not what everybody wanted. And also, X-Wing, I'm glad you're here because I like the discourse. Like I really do. Like
Yeah, dude,
like,
we all love you.
yeah.
Well, I think
Love you
also
very
one of the
much.
biggest, like, one of my gripes about what this show has done with the fandom is that it's almost become criminal to voice that you're not into this show. Like this show, I feel like people are using as a marker of who's a true fan and who's not. And God forbid
Kat,
you
I'm
don't
a
like.
pariah right now. I am a pariah in the Star Wars YouTube
Go
community.
down on your own grenade, X-Wing.
Exactly, and it's like
And that's the thing. Yeah, I
I
said every fan
hate-
deserves a voice until it's mine, and then like, shut up.
But that's
Yeah.
the issue, and it's like, it should never be. It's like what you were saying. Like you're happy for us. We wish the same for you. Like we're sad that you don't have the same experience, but we would never gatekeep or say like,
Yeah, of
you know
course
what,
not.
you're just wrong. Like you just don't appreciate. Like I think this is just going to be the
You
future of Star
incel?
Wars.
No.
Yeah.
That's
This
the
is
gross.
just
That's the
like-
gross part of Star Wars, right? And it does
Yeah.
exist. And I
And that's
think
what we do here. We
That's-
have both sides. It's discourse.
Yeah.
that's the really gross part of Star Wars is people who are like that. That if you say, oh, you like The Last Jedi, you're a fake fan. Or if I hate Kenobi, oh, you're a fake fan. Like,
Yeah.
nah, dude. We're all gonna have different opinions
Yeah.
about it, but we love lightsabers, man. That's the
I
bottom
still
line.
haven't had that discussion with Star Wars Meg about why she likes The Last Jedi. I really want to hear what
Oh.
has she told you everything?
Go
that she
watch
liked?
my video.
Oh,
What are you
Okay.
doing?
sorry.
No, she makes good points. Good
Yeah,
points.
and that's I
and
love stuff like that.
it really ties into, he tried to do something different, and I disagree. I'm like, well, maybe he should have tried to do something a little more not different.
On that, we agree, X-Wing.
Yeah,
On that,
you
we
know,
agree.
just- yeah, don't fix it if it's not broken. But
Yeah.
it's a thin line. It's a thin line between doing the same thing over and over again. You look at The Force Awakens, it was the same thing. It was A New Hope all over again. And then you get to The Last Jedi, and it was like wildly off to the other side. So you gotta find a middle ground.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Like it kind of
Chris
makes sense
Savage.
because he called him Darth in A New Hope, and I'm like, why
Yeah.
did
I physically laughed when he said that.
you didn't like that?
Really?
He was like,
Because he's not
he was
Anakin
like,
anymore.
He's like, see you later, Darth. I'm like, ah!
Oh, I thought
okay,
it was
okay, look.
Savage.
So he's not Anakin anymore. They need to somehow, I guess, make him Ben. He's his, his confident, cocky self, I guess. With
Just
still in
like
pain.
by barf.
I think that there were too many like line callbacks. I agree there.
Yeah.
It just I would have written things differently. I wouldn't have
In
leaned so
general,
heavily
there's a
on
lot
that.
of people that would
Same.
have written a much better script.
Yeah, I've said if they do a season 2, I'm not sure I want one. I'd be open to it. I don't want them to bring back the same writer. I don't want the same head writer. Please,
No
God,
Joby. No Joby.
I agree.
Me and Zach had, well, I was drunk. Zach wasn't drunk. We had like a 2-hour discussion about why we hated Joby Harold for like so long.
Oh,
Like 3 weeks ago.
We brought out his filmography. We're like, he hasn't done anything worth a damn.
I was
Why
like,
did
I
he
need
get
another
Kenobi?
drink, and I poured myself another drink. I'm like, I
Everybody's
can't-
looking for a target, though. I mean, it's not just Joby; it's Deborah too. Like Deborah's making mistakes when it comes to
She
shooting
is.
this thing.
It's
You know,
true.
I mean, there's too many fingers in the pot right now.
I think it's the budget too. I don't think they gave it what it deserved in terms
Too much
of
responsibility
financial
passed on
support.
certain people who probably shouldn't
Yeah.
have had responsibility.
George, I mean, George made a shit movie off of his, ramen noodle budget. We should excuse filmmakers for low budgets.
Well,
I might
made it.
go edit, y'all. Don't hate
Oh
me.
no, I got rid of her. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, because see, I have like a
I have to
class
edit too.
tomorrow in the afternoon, so it's like I have to get this posted before that, but I also have to sleep. So
Actually, you guys would be proud of me. I'm editing myself.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You're editing stuff?
Yeah, I had a master kitchen knife maker come to a forge that I work at, and his name's Mareko Malmasi, and his knives sell for like $17,000. The guy's like, he was actually on Joe Rogan's podcast. I didn't know that you could do
Oh.
that
He's
as a
that
knife
big.
maker.
Gotcha.
He's like one of those guys, but I didn't know that before he showed up. So we filmed a bunch of stuff, and I'm editing a video. I'm so excited. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you because I want you to tear it apart and be like, that edit was trash.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Hey.
like too. I'm like too nice. So I don't think I would. I think even if
Not
it was
to
terrible, I would
me.
still be like, this is like good.
it's just
not
like
gonna
No,
send it
I'm
to
so
you.
bad at
Yeah.
criticizing. Unless it's someone I don't like. I'm very bad at criticizing.
We didn't talk
I-
about Qui-Gon.
Oh yeah.
Really.
oh, I cried and I loved it, and y'all will
Dude, he
see
looked
my
good.
reaction.
Qui-Gon,
did look
Liam
good.
Neeson looked good.
He's aged pretty well, dude.
Yeah. They
On
should
that
have
note,
a Qui-Gon Obi-Wan spinoff. Anyway, all right, Kat.
I might peace out. Yes.
Thanks for popping on. We'll see you on Thursday.
Love y'all.
Good
Bye,
to see
everybody.
you.
Yeah,
We're gonna end here soon anyway.
boys' night.
I don't think she likes me.
Dude, we none of us like you. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
We just brought you on so we could roast you the entire time.
Come on, X-Wing.
Come on, X-Wing.
Come on, X-Wing.
Hashtag come on, X-Wing.
I'm out.
Hashtag yes. It's fine, dude. We didn't want you anyway. Okay, what else did we talk about? What else does X-Wing want to tear apart? What did we like that he doesn't like?
Just
Oh
pick
yeah,
one.
the
I
Luke.
can
We haven't known
explain
too
this. Nolan, I want to answer this.
Oh.
He's a ghost because he basically did the training while he was with one with the Force. It took him 10 years, according to a short story in from a certain point of view. It took him 10 years, but he wanted to be able to manifest physically to sort of accompany Obi-Wan while he was alone on Tatooine. So it took him from Revenge of the Sith, I guess, until right now, to be able to manifest as an actual ghost, despite not learning initially to be able to do that. So that's why he shows up as a ghost.
I think I like Zach more than you. Hey, sorry. He nailed it. Yep.
What did you just say?
What?
I didn't hear it. You're mumbling, dude.
No, I
think
stubbed
that-
my
think
toe.
that- I think that Andre is making you mumble, and I can't stand mumblers, dude. I can't actually understand them
I
either.
have this much left
I
to
can't
go.
understand a single word you're saying. Johnny Depp. come
I have a mega pint of champagne right now.
back.
He's a bit sozzled.
What else? Anything else?
No,
I think
Fail.
that's about it.
it was a fail.
Failing your book works on my book, works in Zach's book.
In my
works in
opinion,
Zach's
it
book.
was a success.
Yes.
I see through the lies of Lucasfilm.
Well,
What
then
else?
you are lost.
I will grift what I must.
It's over, X-Wing. I liked Kenobi.
Come on, keep going. Keep going.
He's almost there.
Wait, say the last line again.
It's over, X-Wing. I liked Kenobi.
You underestimate my negativity.
Don't try it. Boot him from the strain as soon as he jumps.
Ah!